I suppose here, my experience here is about the fact that it's very much a team approach. So even though we all have our defined background, we're all our health professionals in our own right, it's very much a joined up approach here. So the occupational therapist is very much part of that team in looking at what assessment, so in the first instance, what assessments does that individual need that comes into the service. And perhaps we can look at it in a bit more creative way, which is one of the real positives. So in the first instance, we might be thinking more about what are they doing, at rest, rather than diving straight into assessments, and then helping to work with the team to think, well, actually, which are the most appropriate assessments? And a big part of that now, and I think occupational therapy is key in this, is actually thinking a bit more laterally aside from the formal standardised assessments, and actually thinking, this is an 18-year-old lad who played football, and actually some of the standardised assessments, or any or all of them, are actually not appropriate. They're not something that he would engage with. The repetitious nature might be something that actually doesn't help bring out the best. So it doesn't mean that we won't do them, but we might help think more laterally. And particularly occupational therapy, I think, is very good at then thinking, well, let's write a programme that actually, assesses what this young man can do based on his interests and his hobbies and where he's, his previous history, really. So I'd say that's a good part. And then into the future as well, as they go through that whole assessment process, coming out the other end and thinking the what next, and again tying in about the strengths and weaknesses that we know, particularly the strong points that come out of the assessments, and thinking, well, how can we use these to look to the future, and what does it mean for families, what can they look for, and applying that to the things that they like to do and things that are important to them.